All right. Hi. So I'm going to help you guys out with part B of Dynamite today. The beginning part of part B is very easy. It's just like what we played in part A. Okay. Just so as a refresher, staccatos are short. So think back to when I told you guys how to first tongue. I said, don't hoot. Make sure you connect your notes. Don't put space in between your notes. Guess what? Now you get to do it. You get to hoot. So all those times I told you don't do it, now you get to do it. You get to break the rules. So staccatos means short, except for, check out measure 8 right here. Those 4/8 notes, if you notice, there's no staccatos on them, so you got to play them smooth and connected. And when you play them smooth and connected into the next two notes that are staccato, into these ones right here, it sounds super cool. All right, so make sure you do it like that. And measure 10 is kind of similar to that, where you have two staccatos and then you have some longer eighth notes. Dit, dit, do, 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 do. If you think dit on staccatos, dit, dit, and do on the other notes, do, 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 that helps. All right, so moving on to measure 13. This is the part of the melody that goes on and on and on, on and on and on. Sorry, that got really high for me. I couldn't keep up with that. My voice kind of cracked. Alrighty, so anywho's, this part is really fun to play if you play it the right way. See all these accents right here? I think the lyrics that Tao Cruz should have sung is actually on, off, on. That means those words on, those are like those accents. You're really engaging your tummy muscles. On, off, on, off, on. All right, so if you notice, on the notes that weren't accented, I got a little quieter. It's like I was pushing on, and then I pulled off. On, off, on, off, on. That's how you should perform them. Now, you're probably wondering, hey, what's up with the tiny notes that are in here? Which notes should I play? Just so you know, the tiny notes, those are supposed to be, those are the actual notes of the melody, okay? So these tiny notes that are higher, they're the actual notes of the melody. The melody doesn't go like this and jump down. They go higher. So I wrote the lower ones because it's easier to perform. But if you want a challenge and you want to play the real melody, you go for the high notes. If you're a brass person, be careful. This note right here and this note, they have different fingerings than the low versions. Okay, you have to look that up in your fingering chart. I can't go through every single person and tell you. So double check that you got the right fingerings for those high notes. Alrighty. If you are a clarinet, I want to warn you about this part right here. All right, if you're going to play the high notes. That note right here, that's just a regular old B flat. That's the one that looks like this, okay? That is the easier B to play when you're way up here. It's not the one that's mashing down all the buttons. But in this song, because of the key signature, which is way over here, all right, that applies to that B flat right there. So it becomes a little more difficult. You got to make sure that you got your first finger set so that you can roll down real easy. You got to make sure that your back button is set at a diagonal so that, yikes, there we go. So you can just like wiggle it down so you can get across that break. All right. So that's how you perform that. Measure 17 is a really, really fun part. It's the part that goes, I throw my hands up in the air sometime. Now, I don't expect you to actually throw your hands up in the air while playing. That would be impressive if you're going, and you're still able to play your instrument, but you kind of need your hands to play it. Yeah, so when we get to measure 18, that's that cool funky rhythm you learned in part A. It's actually the same thing, just different notes. Okay, it's that same exact rhythm. And did you notice that I played with space on those? That's what those accents mean as well. Not only do they mean push on the note, but they also mean put space. So I put some space on that. Air sometime. It makes you actually, yeah, I kind of want to dance when I play it. That's how you can play that rhythm the right way. And don't forget this cool accent right there. Okay, make sure. Throw my hands up in the air sometime. All right. And then 21 is the exact same. And then the last thing I want to talk about here is measure 25. This is almost identical to part A. The thing that's different about this, though, is this extra note right here. And you're probably like, oh, geez, where does that note go? Look at all those weird rhythms. I can't read it. I'm going to tell you right now because that's my job. All right. So that goes with your toe in the air. Ba, 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 up, down, up, down, up. All right. That's the bass line to the song, okay? You almost played the exact same thing in part A, except for that extra little note where your toe is in the air. The best way to learn that rhythm, because it is so funky, is just play along with the recording. So that's what we're going to do right now. I'm going to hit play on my recording of part B, which you can download down below. All right, and I'm going to play right along with it. All right, and that's how I'm going to learn all these funky rhythms, especially the ones that are a little bit weird. It's also going to help me know when to start playing, how long to play certain notes. So here's measure 2, measure 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3. Long. Here's the long note. Rest to get ready. Saying ayo, gotta let go. Saying ayo, I gotta switch spots. We're gonna. So that's how you play that. Now, did you notice when we got to measure 25, I actually performed it a little differently than the recording because the recording is just a computer, all right? It's taking what I inputted into it and it's recreating what it sees. But here's the problem. Computers aren't human beings, and human beings are what really make music, okay? The computer can't spit out real music. So if you notice, the way I performed that rhythm right there is I actually performed it with space. The computer didn't. The computer performed it like this. Don't do it like the computer because the computer is not a human. The computer can't actually perform music. It can just regurgitate notes and rhythms and different symbols that I put on there. But a real musician, a human being, would know that measure 25 is play with space. All right? So make sure that you play like a human, not like a computer. All right, well, good luck to you guys on part B. There's only one more lesson left on this one, and then you'll have the entire song learned, both parts A and B. Hope you're having some fun playing this song. Bye.